Behind Books After Hour.
My name's Megan.
I'm Debra.
And I am Lance. So glad you joined us this evening. And this episode it's synonymous with summer vacation. I feel like maybe, I don't know, we need the sound of...
Vacation had to get away. Vacation all I ever wanted.
Or Alice Cooper's School's Out for Summer. Or, the sounds of children playing. That when we do these things, it's like we're performing in front of a green screen, and we don't know what it's going to sound like until Cosmic Ron works his magic, and otherwise we just sound really stupid.
Ron does make us sound good.
Or at least better.
Well.
So what did you guys think of when, summer vacation? What does that mean?
As an adult, not much, because the job that I do is summer is the busiest time. So no vacation for me.
Well, I meant more as kids. What was summer vacation?
Well, it was not having to go to school, going to summer camps, going to the pool. It was my birthday in the summer, the county fair,
Oh, the fair.
Yeah.
I never went to the fair as a child. I went to the state fair, but that was a different thing. But we did not have I did not grow up going to the county fair like you guys did. For me, Summer vacation meant sleeping in as long as I want to in the morning, getting up just whenever I felt like it instead of when an alarm went off or when I was woken up. It meant eating really highly sweetened cereal in my pajamas in front of the television, watching reruns. Or once my parents got cable, I would get up and do all of the fitness programs that were on ESPN in the morning. I'd be in the living room doing
your
the
jazzercise.
Workouts. Oh yeah. Kind of crazy, and it meant getting my parents would get a family pass to the swimming pool, and so I would go to the public pool every single day that it was open, and my hair would lighten up and my skin would darken up because I was in the sun all day swimming at the swimming pool.
Yeah, how about darkening skin there, Megan?
I think when I was younger, I did. Some of my pictures, I've seen pictures of me. I'm oh, wow, my hair was super blonde, and I was tan because I went to the pool.
I can't imagine you tan.
And granted, this is tan for me, not very tan.
It's a light beige.
Yeah. There's also, of course, I have to give a shout out to the summer reading programs at libraries that happen because I'm a librarian.
And I never lived in a town that had a public library where I could be any part of that. So
it's a good time.
But we also the family had a croquet set and a badminton set. And so there was a lot of family game time outside and violence with croquet mallets.
Yeah, I was forced against my will.
Violence with croquet. You and your sisters had violence with croquet mallets?
I
think of that as more of a brother thing.
No, sisters rough it up sometimes.
We would do violence against the balls and against the wickets, not generally against one another. At least not purposefully. We had accidental violence against one another.
Yeah. We probably, I feel like with sisters, you're not as rough as the boys probably, but you still fight.
You don't whack each other with croquet mallets, however.
No, we didn't have croquet mallets. I was forced against my will to play summer ball, softball. And
again, I am so grateful that I lived in towns that were small enough that was not even an option for me to be forced into. My dad really
wanted us to be sporty, and I am
anti-sport.
Anti-sporty
You
person.
are a book nerd to the core.
But I had to do it there for a while. And then finally, I think he realized, no, this ain't happening.
But you haven't told us. We've been going on and on. What about you? What did you do in the summer as a kid?
See, it was very different for us. In the summer, that meant everyday clothes. You could wear the ratty, stained, torn up clothes all day. And when we were kids, when we were little kids, if we weren't sitting in a wheat field or sitting in a bean field or along, we were collecting rocks or making bug spray or collecting bugs or...
Okay, so I remember collecting berries from coniferous trees and flowers from spirea and lilacs and like concocting things in my sandbox with water and all of these things.
A magic potion.
We dug holes. There were a couple times we had a big pile of sand. We didn't have a sandbox. It was just a big pile of sand. So
I had one of those. Yeah.
we would sometimes dig in the sand if we had sand. Otherwise, we had a place that was supposed to be my mom's rose garden. No, it was just a place. We dug deep holes and ran our trucks around in the deep holes and played with our, army men or whatever. And we didn't have any air conditioning in the house when I was a kid,
So
really.
being outside was probably preferable to being inside.
There wasn't really a good place
Yeah.
to be.
So I said that I had a sandbox, but it was actually a giant tractor tire.
Oh.
And I remember that. Clear.
I just had a pile of sand because my dad did construction work. So there was always a big pile of sand that we played in all the time.
I'm eating lots and lots of corn on the cob.
Yes. What about other food? You said you were
Yeah.
summertime. yummy
Watermelon
things.
at the NCK Free Fair, North Central Kansas Free Fair, was like they had a big stock tank full of watermelons, and you could go and there's watermelon seed spitting, and watermelon was so good as a kid, and now it's like just meh. It's pink water.
See, and I did not like watermelon as a child, and now I really do. So that's interesting to me.
I've always liked it. Did then, do now. My favorite food at the fair, I don't know, there's so many good fair foods. I always want pie because the stand that always has the little church ladies make a bunch of pie for the week, and you can have all kinds.
I can
all
literally
week.
make you any pie you want year round. You just have to ask me, and I would do it.
Okay, I will take that into consideration.
But what about you guys? What are you out who are listening to us? What are your summer memories as a kid? And then as an adult, by the time I was 14, summer was when I worked from sun up till sundown, different jobs, trimming Christmas trees. That is anyone who's ever trimmed Christmas trees in July in Kansas. Yeah, there's unpleasant work to be had in the universe, and that's
On a Christmas tree farm in July?
yeah.
Okay, but you learned things from that I grew up having absolutely no knowledge of because we always had an artificial tree as a kid. And I remember when you and I were very first married, and the first time that we went to buy a real Christmas tree, because I was really excited because we never had a real Christmas tree when I was a child. So you were like, you want to go buy a Christmas tree? And I was like, yes, because I'd never had one. I was so excited, and it was like the most miserable experience because I was like, this one is really pretty. And you'd be like, no, this is wrong with it, and this is wrong with it. I'm like, okay, how about this one? No, this is wrong. I'm like, why are you so picky about the
Lance
Christmas trees?
is a Christmas tree snob.
He was a Christmas tree connoisseur, and I was just like, I'm happy to have anything that's a real tree. Let's just get this one.
Even a Charlie Brown tree.
Oh, my goodness.
And what about you, Megan or Debbie? For the transition to adulthood, summer is just
Meh.
more work, longer days.
Being sweaty.
I don't know. I think as an adult, for several years, I had a garden. So summer meant super early mornings to get up and go weeding before the heat was too much. And then canning and freezing and lots of work storing up food for the winter.
Yeah.
But are we going to talk about things that we read when we were kids?
I think that was an excellent segue. And we're going to get into summer reads prior and summer reads, the ghost of summer reads past and the ghost of summer reads future. But first of all, book clubs. We've got a bunch of book clubs happening in June. What's happening for the book clubs in June? We're having a romance book club that will be starting soon, I think. And
Are you leading that, Lance?
no, Cam is leading that one.
Oh.
I think Cam is leading that one. And we have a horror book club, I think, that will be starting also. And Diego's going to read that one. And then we don't know what Kai's leading yet.
We're still working on discussing it with them.
Yeah, but what about our mysterious mystery book club?
So our book club selection for the mystery book club for June is The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark. I think we do still have one physical copy in the store, but you can also get it on Libra FM or bookshop.org, or you can come in and talk to us and order one if that copy I'm talking about has already been purchased, which is very likely by the time that you're hearing this episode. But yeah, The Ending Writes Itself by Evelyn Clark. I'm pretty excited to start reading it.
What about the fantastical fantasy?
So we, in June, are going to be reading The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. It is a dark fantasy, has a magical library, spookiness, so it kind of blends fantasy and horror, and sci-fi, and yeah.
So is that Horntasy?
No, we're not calling it that.
Fantor?
No.
Or Fantasaur?
I don't know. It has like superhuman libraries and a magical library, so I don't know. It should be good. It's often described as weird fiction, and I'm weird, so it's fine.
Okay. And for the our Beer and Beowulf, we will be meeting in I think it's the 13th of June. We are going to be, instead of talking Beer and Beowulf, we're going to be reading The Hobbit. And
the second breakfast club.
We will have a second breakfast club. And I don't even remember who were the actors in the breakfast club. But I'm not going to be any of those.
You're going to be a hobbit?
Yeah.
Very tall for a hobbit.
But we'll be talking about The Hobbit and also stuffing our faces and eating probably less like a second breakfast and more like a high tea sort of operation.
Not like an English breakfast?
Yeah, high tea, yeah. A high tea, so there'll be not only tea and the typical...
I thought usually tea for them was like the evening meal.
Yeah, because it's going to be at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, but it'll be breakfast.
Not so much breakfast.
But man, I want an English breakfast.
I mean, we do that most Sundays when we're home from the bookstore.
True.
So, yeah.
And the Alien Worlds Book Club will... So I kind of screwed up because I made our Alien Worlds book club meet during graduation weekend here, and so nobody was able to come to that book club. So we're gonna
try again in June.
I read The Close Encounters Man about J. Allen Hynek. It's a biography of his work, and it is wonderful, challenging, bizarre. A little bit dry in places, but it is a well-balanced read, considering the science of UFOs and a little bit of a history science treatment as well. And it's a bit challenging, especially for those in the field of science.
Have you listened to Neil deGrasse Tyson's new book about?
It's on my list, so I will probably be listening to and or reading that one alongside the J. Allen Hynek. And I'm excited that the J. Allen Hynek book, Close Encounters Man, I am reading in a physical copy, so pretty excited about that.
Nice.
Also, the other big thing that's happening in June is our promotion, June Need More Books. And that's going to start at the beginning of June, probably run the first 2 weeks where we will be doing what?
Well, we have a bunch of books that we are discounting so that you can come and buy a bunch of books to read for your summer reads.
And you get discounts if you buy more than one? Right?
Yes, we're still trying
more discounts.
Figuring that out. But if you buy...
We're encouraging multiple purchases.
Yes, stock up on discounted books.
Find a home for a book that evidently nobody else wanted, but...
Rescue it from the bookstore. It needs a home.
Yeah, it's like a pound. Like, or, you know,
yeah.
We don't
Come rescue
euthanize
the poor
books.
It's a poor book kitten or a poor book puppy. Come and take it home.
Adopt it today.
Oh, indeed.
Or some of them might be axolotls, or like, some of them are a bit odd.
Or maybe naked mole rats start a colony.
All right, so first of all, what books did you guys read over the summer in past? Like, is that a thing? Like, did that happen?
Like as a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, I participated in the summer programs at the library and but I don't remember specific books that I read that were only like summer. I just kind of chose what I liked and read it.
I have a very different experience with summer reading. So, as I said, I didn't ever live in a town that had a public library to have a summer reading program. But our house had central air, but it basically only cooled the main floor, and my bedroom was upstairs. And so it was definitely not cool in my bedroom.
Unpleasant, probably.
Yeah, it was very, very unpleasant. And so in the summertime, there were two options that my sister and I had and did, like, different summers. We did different things. But one was to sleep in the somewhat scary, creepy room in the basement. There was a double bed down there. And so both of us stayed on there sometimes. And the other was that when my parents had a camper, we would sleep out in the camper because somehow it was still, it didn't have any air conditioning either, but somehow it was cooler in there than upstairs in our bedrooms. So those were our two options. And I have very clear memories of when the summers that we were staying out in the camper, reading books like Escape from Witch Mountain, and another one that was like a book about a teacher who was a witch, but I can't think of the title right now.
Miss Witch?
No. The Trouble with Miss Witch, maybe. Anyway, so I read all kinds of like witchy, magic-y stories. And my sister, who is like 5.5, 6 years older than me, she was always reading like romance type books. And I was reading like these magic kid middle grade books. And then the summers that we stayed down in the basement, my parents had this huge, like 6 foot long length and more than 6 feet, maybe like 8 or 10 feet long. It's still in their basement where they live now, but it has different things in it. But when I was a kid, this very long bookshelf that was also like 4 feet tall, it was like 5 shelves, and literally every single shelf was full of past issues. Are you ready? Of the Reader's Digest. Like decades worth of copies of the Reader's Digest. And they were in the room where the bed was. And so I would stay up super, super late, like working my way through those shelves, reading all of the stupid little joke things. You know how people would send in jokes? So I spent hours and hours through the summers reading corny jokes in Reader's Digest.
Well, didn't you also have your annual reread?
No. This is when I was a child.
Oh, okay.
Then when I was in high school, we lived in a totally different place in a totally different house. And so every summer from grade on, I was the summer between 7th and 8th grade was the first time that I was given the Fellowship of the Ring by my brother-in-law, Patrick. And he said, "You're ready. You should read this." And, I was like, okay. So I read it far, far into the night, like 2 or 3 a.m. because I needed to find out. You know how the Fellowship is written? It's got the section about these people, and then it's got the well, not the Fellowship. The Two Towers definitely is
Two Towers ends
where
on a
like well, and it's like you have what's going on with Sam and Frodo, and you have what's going on with the other group, and it kind of like you have to keep reading so you can get to the next. Anyway, so I reread the entire trilogy every summer from the time I was in junior high all the way through high school because my mom wouldn't let me read it the rest of the year because I couldn't stay up all night reading like I did in the summer. Yeah. But that was not what I did when I was little. It was totally Reader's Digest corny jokes.
I probably read, as a elementary kid, I read a lot of fairy tale books, and fairy tale retellings, and I read the American Girl books and anything about a horse. I was usually into because I wanted a horse so bad. Never got one.
How about you? What did you read when you were a kid?
When I was small, there weren't that many books that were age appropriate for me in the house. And we were outside all day, every day, or we were working. And by the time I got old enough to work and to be of any use, we were on a farm. And so
you were working all day. Yeah.
And so there was no time to read while the daylight was burning and being in the house with no air conditioning. And for those of you, we've been talking about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 38 degrees Fahrenheit and above, especially during daylight hours. And sometimes it'd stay upwards of, 90 degrees, 80, 90 degrees into the evening. So
you were right, by the way. It was The Trouble with Miss Switch. And when I Googled it, I found the book cover of the very one that I had. I read that every summer for a while. But you're right. I wasn't doing that reading during the daytime. During the daytime, I was hanging out at the public pool and trying to not die of heat stroke. I was reading those books in the middle of the night when it was dark. So you didn't even read at night?
No, because like when it was nighttime, we were done.
Like you were worn out.
Yeah. And yeah, the summer was really a time to work. I didn't read much. But talking about, now, are there any books we're looking forward to in the summer?
Well, the thing is that like what's generally classified as a summer read is often some kind of romance or some kind of beach or vacation kind of themed book. They're not like, it's like the idea is that it's something just for fun and it's kind of
Fluff.
Yeah, fluff. Yeah. And so
Lighthearted.
What I've decided to go with, since I'm not much into romance, but I am into fluff. So I chose Bunnicula.
I actually remember that book from when I was a kid.
About the vampire bunny.
Danger bunny.
Because it's fluff. But it's still a mystery. And vampires. So that's what I'm planning to read this summer. I'm also reading The Book Witch by Meg Schaffer, which
seems like it could
also
be
really nice and fluff. I mean, it is romance, but it's also fantasy, and it's about, it's a book. All of Meg Schaffer's books are books for book lovers. Like, you can tell that she is a book lover, and her stories are for book lovers, and this one is no exception. So I'm going to finish that, and then I'm going to jump into the fluff of Bunnicula. How about you, Megan?
I think maybe I will finally get around to the newest Sarah Beth Durst in the Spell Shop series. The third one came out. Oh, when did that come out?
It was like in either April or May.
Yeah. The Sea of Charms. So it has a sort of beachiness. I think it's more like, sailing, and it's by the water. And they're cute and fluffy and a little bit of a romance, but magical. I've enjoyed the other two Spell Shop books, so I'm sure I'll like this one as well. It's just cute.
Oh, actually, it's not yet published. The Sea of Charms release date is July 28th.
What?
So you may have to wait a moment to start that summer read.
Man. Well, I mean, we get advanced listening copies, so I can actually preview it. Teehee. But
all the rest
everybody
of y'all
else is
are
going to have to wait until later in the summer. But that's one that I've been looking forward to. So I might make that my one I'm looking forward to reading for summertime.
How about you?
So I was listening to a podcast, SFF Addicts, Science Fiction Fantasy Addicts, and I can't remember the author they had on. It's the most recent one, so if you check it out. And she was talking about the different kinds of readers there are and how people read for different reasons, and that most people read about 6 books a year. Like, that's kind of where they're at.
Oh my goodness. The second week of May, I have already done like 36 this year.
Well, but the
You're
average person, yeah.
And, like for most of my life, especially as a working man, whether I'm working with my hands or with my head, 6 books that I wanted to read in a year, I wasn't so bad, really, especially long, hard days or, depending on what I was doing. Like, I think for a lot of people, you read until you wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
You read until you discover that you haven't actually been reading. Or, you've hit that page 3 times so far and woken up every time.
Right.
So I think that's like one of the problems for a lot of people. You have to have a certain level of energy in order to sit and read a book and remain conscious and cogent. Mm-hmm. And I think there are a lot of people that what they have left at the end of the day, there isn't a lot left at the end of the day.
Zoning out and watching fails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are other people that, they read 28 books a week or something. There are people who that's what they do, and their energy level and their requirements of life, I don't want to say their jobs are less demanding or they have fewer responsibilities or something, or they just have a natural gift for being able to burn through books.
Or they listen to a lot of audiobooks as they're doing tasks that don't require concentration.
Mm-hmm.
But the notion of, having a summer read, I think I have well crossed the 20 book mark for how many books I have in process right now.
That's insane.
And so I really need to probably
Finish one.
Focus on
lower
finishing
that
something?
number. and also, beach reads. I don't share the romance of the ocean.
Well,
Well,
I feel
and
like
we don't have
reads-
beaches here.
Beach reads are frequently romance or some other
Well, you
just
read that.
like a gentle. Beach reads are not something that are going to cause you to like think deeply and reflect. It's something to just relax and enjoy.
Well, I think that the American fantasy book you read could be a definite beach read. That seems very summery and beachy.
That book by Emma Straub, I don't really feel like it is.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
feel like
Not fluffy enough.
if you want a beach read and you want it to be fluffy, flippant romance, American fantasy is going to be a disappointment. Has a lot to do with filial relationships, the bonds and the tensions and the difficulties between siblings. It has a lot to do with, disappointments in life and with starting over again. And it is definitely not a coming of age story. It's really a read for mature people.
It's a middle-aged story.
And I think there's a dignity to that. I'm honestly not sure if a 20-year-old can profitably read the book.
Well, because you were talking about that it's certainly marketed towards millennials that are in that midlife time.
I don't know if I would say that. I don't want to put down any, 20-year-olds, and I don't want to even discourage them from reading that book because it's about learning about life and experience from a different point of view. But Hebert, and I forget his first name, anthropologist, but he said wisdom cannot be told. There's an element of experience where Straub talks about is if you haven't been there, if you haven't done that, then it just rings a little bit hollow. So the books I am probably excited about this summer are, I'm having problems thinking past this week.
Yeah. There isn't like an upcoming release that's going to be releasing this summer that you know about that maybe you'd...
I don't know anything about it, but I'm going to maybe try, and it's, again, not my thing, but M.L. Stedman, A Far-Flung Life, and he had previously written The Light Between Oceans.
Oh.
It has kind of a windmill on the cover. It does, has a windmill and a starry sky on the cover.
But that's going to be a heavier read than... It's not going to be fluffy. Those books are not.
Hopefully I'll get time free to be able to invest in that one. What about you all out there? Is anybody looking forward to any summer read? All right, so first of all, welcome to our new I'm still figuring out how to figure out who our new subscribers are. I can figure it out on YouTube. I don't know how to do it on all the other things. But if I can read this with my Mangaka Santa Maria, welcome and thank you for subscribing to our YouTube, and to everybody else who listens to us and who do click I know on YouTube they can like and subscribe. Can they do some?
Yeah, you can like subscribe, like add the podcast to your...
I'm subscribed to the podcast on my
Apple
app. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can subscribe, do subscribe. That's awesome. Reach out and say, hey, I started listening. That would be awesome. We do want to kind of be in conversation with all y'all.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of this little operation.
And also, again, we want to reiterate, like we said last time, that if there is a certain author that you would like us to consider reading one of their books or reviewing their works, please let us know, because as Megan and I especially have noted, we tend to sort of get entrenched in our favorite genre and our favorite things. And it's good for us to stretch ourselves and read something different. So whether you have listened to a podcast and been like, oh, they were talking about this book and that book, I think they'd really like this. Or whether you're saying to yourself, I've never heard them talk about this kind of book, please reach out and let us know, because we would love to talk about what interests you, our listeners.
Yeah. I mean, we always give recommendations to people. It's nice to sometimes get another recommendation.
For sure.
And so, Megan, tell us about Libro FM.
So, Libro FM, if you are not aware, is an audiobook app for people who want to support indie bookstores.
Like us.
Yeah. So, if you would like to make the switch from another audiobook platform that shall not be named, it works very similarly. However, you do have the digital rights to the books that you purchase. So like they're not going to disappear on you.
What if I want to download them?
Yes, you can download them.
You can do subscriptions on Libro FM, as in like other audiobook platforms. But once you stop your subscription on Libro FM, am I going to lose all of my books, Megan?
No.
What?
Yeah. You
Like,
you
so
still
when
have
I
them.
buy something, it's actually mine?
You do have it. Yes, it is yours. So that is the nice thing. To me, I think that's the biggest difference between
For sure.
Libro FM and the others is because, yeah, like sometimes those things you purchase just disappear mysteriously.
And yeah, unless you keep your membership going month after month after month, they're gone. But with Libra FM, you can do a monthly subscription, but you can also just buy books on demand. And either way, once you buy them, they are yours.
And how do they do that? And still, because they do support us this way, right?
Yes, so we do get some commission from those audiobook sales. You can go to our website, middlegroundbooks.com, and there is a place to click to listen to download audiobooks or to direct you to Libro FM, and or you can just find the app on your phone and select us as your bookstore to support us.
And what about bookshop.org, Deborah? I know you've been actually using Bookshop quite a lot lately.
It's true. I have, because through our bookshop.org affiliation, so you can also find that if you go to middlegroundbooks.com and click the shop button, it will take you to our bookshop.org platform. And on that, you can purchase physical books and have them delivered to yourself or to a recipient as a gift. And once again, if you select Middle Ground Books as your store, we will receive a commission from those sales. And you can also purchase ebooks, which is what you were referring to, I think, Lance. So yeah, I have been purchasing a lot of ebooks lately because I don't know about you listeners, but I tend to be awake at like between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning. And if I want to read a book, I don't want to have to turn on the light and disturb others in the house. So I just like to read electronically on my phone. And so I've been purchasing a lot of ebooks, and you can do that too and choose Middle Ground Books as your store, and we will receive a commission from that as well.
So finishing up, like, how do you guys like summer as kids versus summer now? Like for us in Kansas, or Debra growing up as a kid in South Dakota, we're in the great swath of the American Midwest. And for me, one of the reasons that beach reads don't hold as much allure is when I was a kid, I had an ocean out my back door, only it was gold. And so, especially in the wind of Kansas, a calm day here is the wind blowing 30 miles an hour.
Right?
And a windy day is when it blows 70. The grain would move very much like the ocean. It was hot, but summer is a very different time here where people work close to the land, especially for us as farmers and cattlemen. So for us, it's kind of tough to imagine, you grow up on a coast, or you grow up, whether that's on the West Coast or whether that's on the East Coast.
Or whether that's the French Riviera because you're listening to us in France.
That's the thing.
Anyway, not a lot of beaches. I mean, there are lakes. Like I used to go to the lake sometimes.
Yeah, but that's not like a beach.
It's not a beach, no.
I remember
it's
going
not
to the
same.
lake with my family in the summertime, and it was like the beach, in quotes, was rocks. Like,
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
as you're trying to get out into the water, you're going, ow, oh, ow, oh, ow.
Yeah. Not
Or
very
you-
relaxing.
No.
Or you sink up to your knee because it's mud and silt.
And you have to immediately go back to the house and rinse off because otherwise you're going to get swimmer's itch from whatever the heck is in that lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So let us know, like, did you grow up by a beach? Are you like us, in the great American Midwest or someplace else? And what books are you looking forward to? So just as a reminder for the things coming up, first part of June, we are going to have the June Need More Books promotion. Yeah, it's a terrible title, but, they left it up to me. And we'll have our books are between 20 and 60% off from all the major book manufacturers, like especially that's going to be our HarperCollins, Hachette, Penguin Random House, Simon & Schuster, Macmillan.
No one knows which books are from which publisher. I think it's maybe more important to tell you all kinds of books, children's books, fantasy books, romances, like all genres.
I think it's important. There's a huge thing coming up in June that we haven't talked about.
Yeah, I forgot.
How did you forget? It's our birthday.
2 years.
Middle Ground Books is
June
2.
21st, which is going to be on Father's Day. It's going to be 2 years since the grand opening of Middle Ground Books. So we will be having celebrations on June 21st, Father's Day. Please come and join us.
We're going to party
It'll be
for sure.
fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
We're going to party like it was 1981.
Party like it was 2024, because that's what we're celebrating. 2 years. Woohoo!
Yay.
So we will meet you at the middle to celebrate 2 years.
Yay.
And please click to subscribe or do any of the amazing, cool technical things that you know how to do as a person in the technical world. And until next time,
We'll meet you in the middle.
hey, I'm Lance from Middle Ground Books. You've been listening to Middle Ground Books After Hours with Debra, Megan, and me. Frankly, you might deserve a medal for that action. Come see us at the store at 606 Commercial Street in Emporia. The store is a little like an introvert's fever dream. You're always welcome, and we'll always be glad to see you. Middle Ground Books After Hours is produced and remotely engineered by Cosmic Atom Sound Studios, producing the vision and making a sound. Cosmic Atom Sound Studios, let's come together and build something new. Many thanks for hanging out with us this time, and until next time, we'll meet you in the middle.
I don't know why I reread Escape from Witch Mountain and The Trouble with Miss Witch, but I certainly did. And I grew up reading all those witchy books. And yet my parents were so anti-Harry Potter. It's like, why? You let me read all the other witch books and watch all the other witch movies before that.